Crimson Claw Part 1. Gotham City has a new hero. Chapter 7. Chaos at the plaza. The gunshot cracked through the winter air like breaking ice. My head snapped toward the sound just as Max, Shrek's security detail, tackled him to the ground beside his limousine. The bullet had shattered the car window instead of finding flesh. Jack Napier stood 50 feet away, his pistol still raised, that too-wide smile stretching wider as he adjusted his aim. But I couldn't reach him. Between us, the Red Triangle Gang was spreading chaos like a disease through the plaza. A strong man in red suspenders grabbed a woman's purse and hurled her aside. An acrobat in a Harlequin costume was climbing the Christmas tree itself, ornaments raining down as he ascended. And on top of the armored car, that mystery woman in black was holding off 3 gang members with a fighting style I recognized instantly. Jeet Kune Do, the same art Selena had mentioned practicing. No, it couldn't be. The woman's whip cracked like thunder, wrapping around a clown's ankle and yanking him off the vehicle's roof. Her movements were fluid, economical, devastatingly effective. The leather suit hugged her frame, and those cat ears on her hood weren't just decorative. They seemed to swivel as she tracked multiple opponents. Back, she snarled, her voice distorted by some kind of modulator. You are not going to steal this money. This is one thing that Shrek will not get his greedy hands on. Wait, she was protecting the donation money from Shrek, but the Red Triangle Gang worked for him. Unless she knew something I didn't. Another gunshot. This time, Napier's bullet came nowhere near Shrek. Instead, it sparked off the pavement near the mounted police officer's horse. The animal reared, screaming, and bolted directly into the fleeing crowd. People scattered, parents diving to shield children. Damn it, I breathed, making my choice. I launched myself from behind the hot chocolate stand, my enhanced speed, courtesy of the Dream Angels, making the world slow to syrup around me. I didn't tap into the reality-warping abilities, didn't heal or manipulate, just speed and strength, the gifts I'd learned to control. The horse was heading straight for a young boy frozen in terror, his mother knocked aside in the stampede. I covered 30 feet in 3 heartbeats, swept the kid into my arms, and rolled us both clear. The horse's hooves struck stone where he'd been standing. Run! I shoved him toward his mother. Go! No time for gratitude. A Red Triangle enforcer spotted me, his painted face splitting into a vicious grin. He was enormous, easily 6'5", wielding what looked like a sledgehammer wrapped in barbed wire. Fresh meat, he growled, swinging. I ducked under the arc, felt the wind of its passage ruffle my hair. My clawed glove came up in a precise strike, 3 parallel cuts across his inner forearm. The anesthetic worked fast. His eyes rolled back, and he collapsed like a felled tree. 1 down, I muttered, then looked up to see 4 more converging on my position. Bruce's voice crackled through my hidden earpiece. Renee, GCPD is 3 minutes out. You need to contain this before what? Before it gets worse. I vaulted over a park bench as a knife thrower sent 3 blades spinning at me. They thunked into the wood. Little late for that. I hit the ground rolling, came up beside the Christmas tree, just as the acrobat at the top produced a glass bottle with a rag stuffed in its neck. A Molotov cocktail. He was going to burn the tree, with all these people around. My water polo instincts kicked in before conscious thought. I grabbed an ornament the size of a basketball from a low branch and hurled it with every ounce of strength I possessed. The glass sphere struck the acrobat square in the chest. He lost his grip, the Molotov tumbling from his fingers. I watched it fall, watched it arc through the air trailing its unlit wick, watched it descend toward the crowd below. The woman in black was suddenly there, impossibly fast, her whip snapping out to catch the bottle mid-flight. She pulled it close, stuffed the rag deep into her belt to smother any chance of ignition, then turned to look directly at me. Even from 40 feet away, even through her mask, I felt the weight of that stare. "Nice throw," she called, voice still modulated but somehow familiar in cadence. Then she was gone, backflipping off the armored car and vanishing into the shadows between buildings with a grace that defied physics. No time to process. The Red Triangle Gang was retreating now, their attack clearly meant to be brief and chaotic rather than sustained. They melted into the city like they'd never been there, leaving only destruction and terrified civilians. But Jack Napier wasn't retreating. He was walking slowly, deliberately toward Max Schreck's limousine. The security detail had gotten their boss inside, but the car's engine wouldn't start, probably damaged in the initial attack. Napier's gun was steady, his smile almost peaceful. Lieutenant Eckhart stood beside him, his own weapon drawn, not even pretending to be a cop anymore. "Should have paid what you owed, Max." Napier's voice carried across the plaza, theatrical and bright. "Should have honored our arrangement. I was moving before I thought, before I planned, before Bruce could warn me off. My legs pumped, eating the distance." Napier's finger tightened on the trigger. I wasn't going to make it. Then the Ice Princess stumbled into the line of fire. Michelle, the pageant winner who'd lit the tree, had been abandoned by her handlers in the chaos. She wandered in her evening gown and tiara, disoriented and scared, directly between Napier and his target. "Move." I screamed, still 10 feet too far away. Napier's shot rang out, but the Ice Princess was already falling, tackled from the side by someone faster than me, someone who'd come from the opposite direction. The cat-eared vigilante rolled with Michelle behind Schreck's limousine, the bullet sparking harmlessly off the car's frame. "Well, that's no fun," Napier said, tilting his head like a curious bird. "Eckhart, we have visitors." The corrupt cop turned his gun on me. I was committed now, too close to retreat, too exposed to dodge. My hand went to my belt, where Bruce had insisted I carry smoke pellets. I'd thought they were melodramatic. Now I blessed his paranoia. The pellet hit the ground between us, and the world disappeared into thick crimson fog.